All right. Hey, this is Conejo coming at you. Hey, I know I haven't been on the air a little bit because me and Tony haven't been getting to find each other at the right times, but I'm glad we did find each other, and now we got times in our hands where we can start expressing our stories on the air. I missed all you guys, my fans. I'm going to tell you a story about the MS-13 and the Mexican Mafia and the Sureños in the Federal Bureau of Prisons, specifically United States Penitentiary Lee. That's the name of it, United States Penitentiary Lee. I'm going to tell you about the MS. You got to remember, when Donald Trump ordered declare war against the MS as a terrorism group all throughout the United States, well, they started arresting them in every state. You got to remember, the MS, they're everywhere, in Washington, Seattle, D.C., New York, and all that. Well, they started coming into the federal penitentiaries, and they started becoming big numbers. They were big. When I left the federal penitentiary, there was already like 30 MS dudes that were with us all the time in every penitentiary. Can you imagine? I've been gone like 10 years, 15 years. Now, from what the homies tell me, there's like 75 MS vatos in every yard. There's more MS vatos than Mexican Mafia and Sureños together combined, because they've been arresting them in every state. Well, anyways, I'm going to tell you a story about Jeremy Hernandez. He's a MS-13 member, gang member. Him and Maurice Flores, Carlos El Monte, Julio Chavez, and Angel Guevara. Well, on January 15, 2020, well, they had a fallout with the Mexican Mafia, specifically with Anthony Zaragoza, because Anthony Zaragoza disrespected one of the MS vatos. Well, they went in the cell. These four dudes went in Anthony Zaragoza's cell and stabbed him to death and killed him in the cell. And he tried and run out the cell when they were stabbing him. And some of the homies, the Sureños, ran in. A couple Sureños ran in to try and help him, but he was already almost dead. You know what I mean? He ran out the cell. Well, this all got captured on prison security videotape, and the recording showed that Flores Guevara entered the prison cell of the victim, Antonio Zaragoza, and closed the door, and shortly thereafter started stabbing him. He started stabbing him all over. As they were struggling, Zaragoza tried and flee, and Guevara grabbed him and started repeatedly stabbing him. That's when the homies ran over there. Two of the homies, Diaz and another Hernandez, ran over there. Sureños trying to help him. Well, when this took place, they ended up killing him. Well, as when this happened, that same day, like within like an hour, the Sureños over there took off on the MS dudes over there in another section of the facility of the prison. Another section of the facility of the prison. You got to remember, this is from an agent. Over there, the agents are called SIS. SIS agents are the dudes like on squad right here in the penitentiary, like not the officers, they're called squad. Over there, they're gang investigators. Well, his name's Canfield. Canfield interviewed all the suspects. Well, when that happened, the Sureños that were with Anthony Zaragoza ended up taking off on like 36 MS dudes that were in the yard, because these dudes were in the yard. I guess the MS vatos, they were scrapped in the yard and waiting to see where the Sureños were going, and they waited to Anthony Zaragoza to go in his cell, and they went up in there and killed him because he disrespected one of the MS main dudes, which happens to be Jeremy Hernandez. He's one of the main dudes. Well, anyways, there was a large fight that broke out throughout the facility between the MS and Sureño gang members and prison gang. All these prison gangs were pledge alliance to the Mexican mafia, and usually MS is pledge alliance with the MS too. But the Sureños are considered foot soldiers of the Mexican mafia, which 36 inmates of MS in total was when this took place and they found out the homies what happened. One of the homies went out and said they just killed Anthony, and the 36 Sureños ended up taking off the Sureños ended up taking off on the MS dudes, and they ended up stabbing like 15 of them. This happened. But you got to remember, these dudes are the ones who killed also Gato. They killed Gato they killed Ricardo Martinez, old man Gato from San Diego, register number 31578-198 at the USP Cannon on July 31st, 2019, and another member of the Mexican Mafia was killed, Anthony Zaragoza, on January 15, 2020, at United States Penitentiary Big Lee. And the whole facility went into a wide lockdown. Also, the whole United States Department of Corrections, because when there's an event like this that takes place in the Federal Bureau of Prisons, Washington calls and says, lock them down. They had to lock down all the MS dudes in every United States penitentiary, and they had to lock down the Sureños and the inmate. That's the way they do it. When we had the riot with Texas over, we had the riot with the TS at Leavenworth, Kansas, me, Chapulín, old man Gato, Bruiser, Black Dan, and all. We had that riot with the TS. They locked us down. What they do is they'll build sections quick and put you right there. Well, that time they put us in Building 63. Well, these dudes were locked down to what was a statewide lockdown of all three gang members from California, because now this is interviews from when the SIS interviewed them in
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
You got to remember, Old Man Cat's an original OG from the inmate. He's one of the founders when they first started, and they killed him in the United States Penitentiary Can on July 31st. And the guy that killed him, I told you the story. He's not a gang member. He was in a Philly. He's like Indian. But when that happened, the MS took him under their wing at that prison because they were already planning to go against the inmate. They're like saying, "Nah, the inmate ain't gonna tell us what to do. We're gonna do our own shit." You know what I mean? And that's what happened. They end up killing Old Man Gato, and they embraced that dude. The SIS units at USP Penitentiary Lee immediately launched an investigation regarding the largest dispute between the three gang members, MS, Mexican Mafia, and Sureños. And they had to tell the Federal Bureau of Prisons that they have to do a major lockdown in between all the penitentiaries in Hazleton, United States Penitentiary, Big Sandy, because between the MS and the Mexican Mafia and the Sureños, they were attacking each other. And then look at this: after they were attacking each other, all the dudes when they got called into because that's what they do, they'll call you in to investigate, see if they can release you back to general population once you're in the hole. Well, this is Angel Guevara. Angel Guevara. His name's Guevara. I can't say his last name. Well, his number's 12552-111. Stated. Just wait. We're not the only ones who's turning away from the alliance with the Mexican Mafia. The Florencia 13 are going to do it soon too, because
this call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
A lot of the homies from Florencia 13, the Sureños, there are a lot of them that are from Salvador, and we're all Salvatrucians. They're our family, and since we made our move, they're going to make their move too in all the United States federal penitentiaries, because they're tired of the Mexican Mafia trying to bully them and disrespect them and talk to them like shit. And the reason I'm telling you this story is because this is what's happening in all throughout the state system. and all throughout the state system, and everybody just takes it as they just disrespect every Sureño, every soldado. Anything you do and use as a pawn, they throw you away. Well, over there in the feds, they said, hell no. We more than you. You ain't nobody but just a man like me. How you gonna disrespect me and want to order me to do shit? Look, I'm gonna read you what Julio Chavez read. Said, this is Julio Chavez, register number 159200055, stated to the SIS agent Canfield, we have tried to fix this disrespect issue from the MM member Tonito Zaragoza, but no one wanted to hear it. They all thought that they were too good for us. Well, we fixed it our way, and this way is we crossed a line that we can never go back to. We know that, and we did this with honor, and this is Chavez stating. We asked them that we were trying to work this the other ways, and this dude is supposed to be a Mexican mafia member, disrespected us and the Salvatrucha car. Well, there was no other way but crossing that line and showing him that he's just a man like us. He breathes the same air like us, and look what happened. We took him out. And this ain't the only thing, he told the agent, this ain't the only thing specifically we did. The homies that killed Gato over there in Cannon, well, we embraced him, and he used to be, he was associated with us when we were in MDC in New York. And that's why when that happened, we told him, don't let him disrespect you in the cell, take him out. And he killed him that night, and we embraced him. These dudes are all falling out. And then look what they say. Regardless of where they put us, we're going to walk any yard. We ain't scared to go out to any yard. She can release us anywhere. But the prison administration from protocol, they got to lock them up, and they can't mix them together because they know they're going to attack each other and kill each other. So I'm guessing they're going to give them certain prison like they did us. When we had that big old riot, they gave us Leavenworth, Longpont, and Florence, Colorado, USPs. They gave us those prisons for California, and they shot Texas TS to Atlanta, Lewisburg, and Terre Haute, Indiana. That's where they send them to. We had the riot. So these dudes, I guess they're going to do the same thing. But, man, I'm telling you, the reason I'm telling you the story is because, look, all you vatos are picking up cases, going to the feds and the state. It ain't worth it, man. What you need to do is change your life before that even happens. I know what I'm telling you. Because let's say right now, you go to the feds and you got 10 years for trafficking drugs. And you go and you get right, you walk into United States Penitentiary, Big Sandy, and they tell you right now, hey, homies, here's a piece. You better scrap up because we're at war with the MS out here. You ain't got no say, so you ain't going to say, no, I got 10 years. I need to do these 10 years and go home to my wife and my family. Hell no, they're not going to want to hear that. They're going to tell you, fool, you better strap up or we're going to take you out. They're going to go up in that cell and kill you. That's how cold it is over there, especially now with this whole thing going on, because I did a lot of time with Shorty, Pequeño, all of these MS bottles, and I'm going to tell you, them dudes are straight like killers like the M. I'll tell you the truth, they're even more killers than the M because they've been killing all their life since they were little kids over there in Salvador.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
These fools have been killing since they were in Salvador. That's why you need to change your life, and man, don't even come into the system, bro. It's not worth it, especially right now what's going on with this. And I know that a lot of people in the state right here, in the state system, they know about this. This is what's going on. That's why a lot of Salvatruchas are getting hit in the main lines. In the main lines, a lot of MS vatos are getting hit. They're getting hit because they're calling from the feds. Okay, this conejo coming back. I'm finishing my story off. Hey, yeah, this is Julio Chavez, registered number 159200055. Everybody told he stated at Canfield that it don't matter. We try and fix this situation, this disrespect issue with the M, and especially specifically with Tonito Zaragoza, but he didn't want to hear it and didn't want to change nothing. So we fixed it in our own way. We have crossed the line and can't go back. We know that. And we did it the way we wanted to, and we fixed it our way because they didn't want to be a man and talk like a man at the table to resolve this issue. because just because he was a Mexican mafia member, they like saying, no, we ain't crossing no line. And they went to Carnal Triggs. They went to the MM member Triggs in another section, and that fool was trying to tell us that, look, fool, that dude ain't gonna change. That's the way he's always been, punking sureños all his life. That's why they made him a carnal. Well, we just played it off with Triggs, and we said, all right, fool, we'll see you tomorrow, because Triggs, we know him, because we've been around the Carnal Triggs, and we played it off, and the next day we killed Zaragoza. But lucky, the capsule asked him, hey, he asked Chavez, hey, if Triggs was there, what do you think? Would he have been, if Triggs was there and would have been involved, would he have been in the incident, or what do you think would have happened to him? You know, he's from the M, and Chavez responded, if he would have been there, he would have got in the way, and he would have got what Zaragoza got. If he would have been there, he's lucky he wasn't there, or we would have took him out. And look, man, this is what hurts me, my boy. This boy was with me over there when I was in the feds. He was with me. Maurice Flores from the MS. He's been down a long time. Well, he's the only one of the MS-13 gang members that turned against their homies, and he's cooperating with the government. But I'm saying the only reason that is because he wanted to stay in alliance with the M and the Mexican mafia members. In other words, he wanted to stay with them on their alliance. And what hurts me is because, man, the homies told me that he's been cooperating with the government. But I think they just put that in there, you know what I mean? Because I never could see him doing that, but I know that because he grew around us a lot. Before the MS-13 members were coming into the feds, he was one of the, used to run with us all the time with the M and the Sur. He was a Sureño, you know what I mean? And I think that's the only reason he turned against his homies, because he probably didn't want this to go down like that. But you know that when you cross the line, any vato that's a Sureño, everybody knows you cross the line, you disrespect, or you stab a Mexican mafia member, that's it. You're through. You're on your own. But when you got alliance and you got more people backing you up than them, then you can do it. You got numbers. You can do that and create your own whatever clique you want. Like they've been around for a while. MS-13, and right now, to my understanding, they're running big USP, Hazelton, and Big Sandy, and now they're in Lee. I don't know where they put the Sureños in the M at. I'm thinking they put them in Leavenworth or Florence, Colorado.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Lompoc is an FCI, you know what I mean? Pero, man, I'm glad that I'm back in there. I'm going to be back in there telling you more of my stories. And remember, try and help me out. You know my Cash App. It's just a money sign, Free Conejo, Free FREECONEJO, Free Conejo. Donate $1, donate $5, $2, $3, whatever you can donate to me so I can give me an attorney. I'm going to board pretty soon. Help me out. I come to you live in the air trying to ask you for help to guide your kids in the right direction, your daughters in the right, to hear my stories, because prison life is not worth it. I don't want you to come to prison spending the rest of your life in here and wasting your life like me. And the reason I tell these stories is to open your eyes, because there was nobody like that can help me open my eyes when I was a kid. Nobody. Or else I probably would never even came to prison. And the reason I share this with you is because I want you not to come to prison. I don't care about the M. I don't care about all that, the gang members, Sureños. I'm done with it. I'm older already. I'm trying to help people change their life.